Hi, and welcome to Tech Talk, y'all. I'm Adam Walker.
And I'm Sanjay Park, and this is Season 9, Episode 213.
And listen, we're excited to be here. This episode is brought to you by Together Letters, as always. If you want to stay connected to the important people in your life, please just check out togetherletters.com. And we've been asking you a lot, but if you haven't yet done it, just today's the day. Take 5 minutes, go sign up, check it out. It's going to be awesome. You're going to love it, and you're going to get people involved and staying connected. So...
And one special note, on January 5th, we are doing a special episode. And I guess it depends on how many people participate if we keep doing this. But what we're planning on doing is a call-in episode. So we're going to record it live on January 5th at noon Eastern Time. And you're going to be able to call in with your tech questions, which we may or may not be able to answer. But you can call in and ask us for advice or ask us for opinions or what we think about something. And we're going to give you that advice and opinions live.
Basically, the way that show's going to go is I'm going to talk about things that I know nothing about and tell you opinions that probably don't hold any weight whatsoever. And Sanjay can give you real advice. That's pretty much the plan.
So we're going to share a link to this show in coming episodes in the show notes. It won't be in this one because we actually just decided that we were going to do this, and we're announcing it right now because that's how we roll.
That's how we roll.
But go ahead and block it off on your calendar. January 5th, 12 o'clock Eastern Time. We're going to be live. You can get on and be online with us with video, I think.
Come hang with the
audio
Tech Talk Y'all gang. Questions. You know what I'm saying? So
the posse.
Listen, in this episode, we're going to talk about Kickstarter, Tesla trucks with an RV attachment. What in the world? We're going to more about Elon Musk, Apple, Sony, Microsoft. I mean, we got to talk about Zuckerberg and Chan giving away billions of dollars for good causes, I guess. AWS issues. Of course, we got Weird and Wacky. Quite a few of them, in fact, and a tech wreck at the end. So make sure you don't miss it because we got some good ones for you today. So, Sanjay, what do we have to start?
So first up is an app that I think you use and we do as well. And this was a story that did not make me happy at all. The popular family safety app Life 360 is selling precise location data on its tens of millions of users. So I went in and looked at my settings. My settings were actually set up so that they were not allowed to sell my data. But my family members, their settings were not the same. And so their data was likely being sold.
So I read this article. I did not realize that was a setting in the app that I can go do that right now. Okay, I'm doing that today.
They don't tell you that, and it's buried super deep. And you got to click in there a couple of times. Yeah, it's under privacy and then sell my data, and then you got to unclick it.
Oh, I love that. Well, I mean, at least they give you the option because I was kind of pissed that first of all, they're doing this and not really telling you and announcing it, but the fact that you can opt out is pretty great. But listen, there's a quote in this article that I just thought was hilarious. And the quote was, families would probably not like the slogan, "You can watch where your kids are, and so can anyone who buys this information." So I agree. I don't really want people to know where my kids are or, honestly, where I am, even though it's not a big secret. I'm pretty much home 95% of the time. So,
especially nowadays, right?
Yeah.
I think this really flies in the face of what we've always said, right? Like, if you're not paying for the app, you are the product.
Yeah.
Right? But in this case, it's like you're paying for the app.
I know.
And you're the product.
I'm the product. I know.
Like, how does that work?
Listen, I'm a paid member, man. Keep my stuff private. Yeah. Come on.
Yeah. So. I mean, that's like the pact that we have. Yeah. Like, if you're paying for it, you should not be selling my data.
Yeah. Well,
to doing things.
Speaking of paying for it, Kickstarter will move its crowdfunding platform to blockchain. So apparently they're going to create a whole new blockchain-enabled crowdfunding platform thing. They're going to move their whole website over to it and I guess make it available for other people to use somehow. It looks interesting, weird. I don't know.
Yeah, so they're building, the way that this is worded is kind of funny.
It is funky.
It's not like they're moving it to the blockchain, like there's only one.
Yeah.
No, I think they're moving it to their own blockchain technology. Right. And they're going to open, so they're spinning up a new company to do this.
Okay.
And the idea is that eventually, once it's ready, Kickstarter is going to move their site and platform to this new blockchain technology.
Right.
To be able to do these things. And they are opening it up to competitors too.
Yeah.
So, whoever else wants to do the same thing, they can compete with Kickstarter using the same technology that they didn't have to build because somebody else did it.
Semi-open-source-ish, kind of, I guess.
Yeah, the one thing we don't know is what does it cost to use this technology? Like, is this other company then going to charge you for doing this?
Yeah. Who knows?
Which then it's like, oh, Kickstarter, yeah, competitors can use it, but you got to pay us to use it. So there you go. Talking about something else that people are paying for, and a lot, apparently. Tesla's Cybertruck RV attachment hits $100 million in pre-orders.
Dude.
So to be clear, this is not from Tesla. This is another company doing this, right?
This is Did you look at this thing? Like, okay, so many things. Okay, so let me just unpack.
So many things. So many
things.
things.
This is something that sits in the bed of the Tesla Cybertruck, and somehow, I guess, theoretically integrates with it, which I don't know how they would even know, since the Tesla Cybertruck's not even out there. And apparently, like, it can collapse down to be short to, like, park in normal spaces and go under overpasses or whatever, and then it can go up, and it's just this, like, tiny little room that can be configured in different ways to be like a, quote, office or a, quote, bedroom or a, quote, living room. But this thing is $50,000. And they have $100 million in pre-orders. What is wrong with these people? No one owns a Cybertruck right now. What is happening?
I'm going to pre-order a thing that doesn't exist for the thing that also doesn't exist that I pre-ordered.
This is nuts. And you have no concept. Like, is this company any good? Is their craftsmanship any good? Does this even work and integrate with the Cybertruck? Or is Tesla going to do something weird and disable it or something? I mean, this is nuts. But
Adam, it says Tesla on it.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna create some custom Tesla stickers for the Cybertruck, all right? And they're only gonna cost you $20 a piece. Per sticker, $20.
Oh, that's cheap.
Yeah. Specifically for the Tesla Cybertruck. You want to buy some, right?
You can only buy it if you have
if you have a
Tesla
Cybertruck.
Cybertruck
That's right. Yeah.
on pre-order.
Yeah, you have to have proof.
That's actually what you got to do.
You send me the receipt, and I'll sell you my stickers. That's the deal.
Then only can you buy the sticker.
Oh my gosh, it's just crazy.
Yeah, Nikola Tesla would be so proud of how his name is being used, and Thomas Edison's probably like, wait, but you're using my bulbs. Like, what about me? We're not using his stuff.
So more in the Musk universe here. Musk warns SpaceX possibly facing bankruptcy. Apparently, there have been some major issues with the engine of their primary rocket, and they're having to go back
with the
to
new version, the next version that's coming out.
And they basically had to go back to the drawing board and sort of re-engineer. And he sent this email like this: "Hey, it's all hands on deck. This could tank the company. We got to make this right." I mean, that's crazy, right?
Yeah, it's hard to tell with him. Is this real or was that hyperbole?
Yeah, well,
or what it is? But a lot of their leadership was let go, and new people have come in to kind of right this issue.
But I always wonder, is this one of those situations where the founder's asking for something that's entirely unrealistic and impossible, and he finally gets frustrated, and he's like, you know what, you're all fired. I'm going to bring in a whole new team that can do this, and then they're just going to do the same thing, and it's just going to be a cycle, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it could be. It's always hard to tell with these things.
Yeah.
Another thing that's hard to tell is actually what happened with Theranos. So Apple, Adam McKay, and Jennifer Lawrence team on Elizabeth Holmes' movie Bad Blood. First of all, love the title of the movie because so apropos, right? Bad Blood.
Yeah.
But this is interesting. I don't have Apple TV, so I'm not going to be able to watch this. But one thing that strikes me is that we keep having these movies about startups that go wrong.
Yeah.
It's like all about the bad stuff.
Right.
Can we have just one about something good?
I don't know that would sell as many tickets, right? I mean, maybe it would, but possibly. I don't know.
You go to feel-good movies.
Yeah, well, that's
right?
true.
But can we not have a startup feel-good movie?
But the problem with the startup feel-good movie is at the end of the movie, the main character or characters are going to be filthy rich, and everybody leaving the movie is going to be like, I hate those rich people now. And why is my life now? And they're going to get into their Lexus, and they're going to be like, my car's not as nice as those guys that made that stupid ass.
I don't have a Cybertruck.
Yeah. So I think the problem with feel-good movies only work when you can genuinely identify with the character of the feel-good movie, but nobody in the real world is going to identify with Zuckerberg. We're going to talk about it in a minute. It's going to give away $3.4 billion for no reason.
Wait a minute. So are you telling me I'm supposed to identify with the astronauts from Apollo 11 because I've been to the moon and failed and almost died and got back?
That's different because those are public heroes, right? Everybody wants to root for the public hero, right? But
I guess that's true.
Nobody's looking at like Zuckerberg or like any of those guys like, oh man, I really identify. Like, no, they're just in a whole different stratosphere.
I identify with them.
Yeah, it's like they look at Bezos and they go like, oh, I want to make a rocket shaped like the male anatomy too. Like, no, like nobody in real life says that. So. Anyway,
still shocking to me that nobody put the brakes on that. But
I was actually thinking about that today, and I almost wonder if that was a design choice they did on purpose because they know it's going to show up in SNL and they're going to get so much buzz out of a rocket that looks like that. Like, did they do that? Is that a PR stunt? Like, and if it is, oh my gosh, whoever thought of that is brilliant. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, moving on.
There you go.
Apple AirTag linked to increasing number of car thefts, according to a Canadian police report. So essentially, what seems to be happening is there's these, exotic, very expensive cars, and rather than thieves trying to take them in public, they just pop an Apple AirTag on them and stick them under the chassis or whatever somewhere, wait for them to drive home.
The tow hitch or whatever it is on the back.
See that it's parked, know that nobody's there and nobody's home, then take it right out of the driveway. I mean, and that, honestly, is pretty brilliant, and of course, everybody saw this coming, right? Like, this is an obvious use of Apple AirTags. We talked about this, right?
Yep. And of course, like, you could have done this before AirTags by just following the car, right? But that takes more effort, and you might get spotted and arrested along the way because if somebody notices you, right? Yeah. So this is a more surreptitious way of doing that, and of course, like, this is why we can't have nice things, because people always take the nice things and use them for evil. And so anybody trying to make nice things should be thinking about this of like, how is this going to be used improperly?
Right.
And in that case, is it worth the things that could happen that are good balanced with the things that could happen that are bad? And maybe is this not worth it?
So it's like, so they should be thinking like, how is my creepy cousin / uncle / family member that no one talks about, how are they going to use this item? Like, that's what they should be asking. Okay.
Exactly.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And if it's bad enough, be like, yeah, no, I'm going to pass. Something else that's getting passed on. Sony to halt production on yet another camera due to semiconductor shortages.
And you know what camera it is?
And that's the one that you've got, right?
Yeah, that's the one that I recommended in my Tech Rec last week. They've halted production on it because there aren't enough
Because there was
chips.
so much demand by your recommendation, and they were like, "Oh, we can't keep up with this Tech Talk, y'all."
Yeah. They're like, Sony was like,
it's,
"Oh my
It's like
gosh."
when Oprah recommends something and then you can't get it.
Yeah.
It's like, Adam recommended this on Tech Talk, y'all, and now you can't.
That's
get
the power of the microphone. That's all I'm trying to say.
It's the power of the microphone.
All right, our next article: Microsoft backtracks on Windows 11's controversial default browser changes. We've talked about this before. They made it harder to change and did this whole thing and made, locked out Firefox. And now, what's happening?
They're making it easy again.
Wait, you mean like it should have been originally?
Change.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
A one button change to any browser, because that's kind of the thing that happens when people notice stuff and get all up in arms about it, and then you're worried about the government coming and doing things to you because you're being anti-competitive.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah, that's right.
Next up, raising the standard for protecting teens and supporting parents online. This is a post from Instagram. I didn't read the whole thing because I was just like, oh, this is so much garbage.
You saw that this came out the same day that the head of Instagram is testifying, I think before Congress, right? And he's basically testifying about like what they're should be doing to protect teens, even though like one of the things he testified about, I think they asked him, they're like, hey, we talked about, accounts for people under 16 would automatically be set to private. And he's like, oh yeah, we just missed that. I'm sorry, excuse me? You just missed that?
Just missed that.
Your Instagram, you don't just miss anything. So anyway, the big takeaway from this blog post was they've added this feature where if a teen has been on Instagram for a very long time, there's a little pop-up that says, do you want to don't you think you should take a break or something like that? And they can click a button to dismiss it. Like, that's the whole thing. Yeah. We're like,
wow, good job. You saved humanity. The human race thanks you.
Oh my gosh.
Because now there's a little pop-up.
I really feel, again, like writing on the wall. Like you try to do Instagram for kids, and that's going to be public disaster. Like read the writing on the wall, go the extra mile, do the extra thing. Like do what's right. It's just not that hard. So anyway, all right. Speaking of doing what's right, Zuckerberg Chan to invest up to $3.4 billion for science advances. This is pretty awesome.
And in case you don't know, Chan is Mark Zuckerberg's wife.
Right.
That's her last name is Chan.
Yeah, and so they have a thing called the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative, also known as CZI. And I copied and pasted this because I wanted to read the quote. Okay, so it said, the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative, or CZI, announced Tuesday its new effort is aiming to, quote, observe, measure, and analyze any biological process throughout the human body across spatial scales and in real time. And I wanted to read that because that makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Like, I
was wondering if you understood what that meant, because I don't.
I mean, it seems like they just want to measure and analyze literally every biological process in existence. I feel like that's kind of like saying we want to explore all of space. You know, like all of it, every bit. Okay.
What does across spatial scales mean? I don't even know what that phrase means.
I think they're making up phrases now and words. It just doesn't. It just seems completely bizarre to me. Like whoever wrote that, like they should get arrested by the jargon police. That's some ridiculous crap right there. Like, come on.
I mean, are you writing this for regular humans? Because
No.
regular humans don't understand what this means.
Spatial scales and in real time, as opposed to like fake time or like past time or like what is
spooled time?
Do you do things that
stored
aren't
up?
Do we do anything that's not in real time?
I mean, you could record stuff and just not have it available in instantaneous real time.
Sure.
So maybe that's what they're saying.
Okay, but
that's real time.
Yeah.
But I still don't understand the across spatial scales bit.
That doesn't make any sense.
And I feel like I am pretty close to a regular human.
No, you're not.
So
You've got way more knowledge about way more things than a regular human. Okay, I'm not accepting that. And if this even confused you, oh my gosh, like come on, what hope do the rest of us have? That's all I'm trying to say.
So the regular humans are in for trouble then.
Yeah.
Is what we're saying here. What's also in for trouble, I guess, or not in for trouble? AWS launches its second top secret region. First of all, I didn't know there was a first top secret region. How is there a second one?
So again, I had to copy and paste this because I wanted to read it because it was a what in the world moment. So the quote is, Amazon Web Services on Tuesday announced the launch of its second top secret region, AWS Top Secret West. The new region is accredited to operate workloads at the top secret U.S. security classification level, meeting customers' needs in the defense, intelligence, and national security sectors. So here's the thing. When you're creating something that's top secret, I feel like there should not be a press release about the launch of the top secret thing. What in the world, man?
Well, but you got to get customers, so they got to know about the top secret thing, and the best way to do it is a press release.
I feel like Amazon has some lines of communication into the Department of Defense that the rest of us may not have, and I'm theorizing that they probably don't need a press release to let them know that. You know, I'm just saying.
Maybe. What was fascinating is that they said that their first one, Top Secret East, was back in 2014. I've never heard of this.
I mean, maybe they didn't do a press release. I mean, thankfully,
they did. Yeah. But what I also don't understand is how does this thing actually work? Because they said it makes it the first air-gapped commercial cloud accredited to support classified workloads. Okay, something that's air-gapped means that it's not connected to the internet.
Right. So how is it?
How do I get my stuff onto the site if it's not connected to the internet to run my stuff?
Well, that's where the FedEx delivery trucks come in. Like, that's what they've actually been building up this fleet for, obviously. It's not really.
So in that case, it doesn't matter if you announce it because nobody can get to it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, unless you follow the delivery trucks, obviously, and you pull one over and, you take the thumb drive out of the driver's hands or something, it seems like a bad idea.
Pull one over? How do you pull one over?
I don't know. I'm just making crap up, man. That's what I do on this show. Have you not noticed that yet?
No, I did. Okay. The call-in show is going to be a disaster.
It's going to be
on January 5th, is what I'm saying.
Epic. All right, so last article, then we're going to move on to Weird and Wacky. An Amazon server outage caused problems for Alexa, Ring, Disney Plus, and deliveries. Now, I'll tell you this. I did not notice the server outage except for one thing. I tried to buy a book on Audible, and I could not. And so I actually had to go through the regular Amazon, and I bought the book that way, and then I was fine. but I didn't notice it. Otherwise, did you notice it at all?
I didn't notice it at all. And actually, somebody here in town told me about it.
Yeah.
Because, and I'm not going to say who it is because of the company they're with, but their company spends millions of dollars a month with Amazon, millions a month. And they said that they were on a conference call with 350 other people because of the outage that was going on. And I was like, what outage?
Whoa.
I don't know anything about this. And then I started looking into it. I was like, oh, apparently there's a big outage, but I couldn't see any issues
No, I didn't
with
see
it.
any issues
Anyway,
either.
like, I don't think I noticed one thing that was maybe there were some things and I just, I don't know, ignored it or whatever. But yeah.
All right, it's time for Weird and Wacky. First up, 5 apps you can use to create NFTs on your iPhone and how to sell them. So listen, I don't plan to go through all these apps. I mainly just tagged this because I thought it was interesting that you can create them directly from your iPhone and then go and sell them. So I'm not planning on doing this, but if you'd like to, I mean, not you, Sanjay, but you, rhetorically speaking, go for it. Give it a shot.
Yeah,
why not?
well, I don't have an iPhone, so I couldn't do it anyway.
Yeah.
So
Right.
there you go. What else is up is the Home Alone house could be yours for one night only.
Except that I think the
so
bidding's
it is
already
apparently,
over now. But yeah.
Oh, is it already
Yeah, I
over
think it
now?
happened on December the 7th. But that's okay. We're going to talk about it anyway. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, so apparently this house was available on Airbnb, and they've done a couple of these things before where some unique houses are available just for one night only.
Yeah.
And I think it was like $25
Yeah.
to stay there for the night. And it's decked out like in Home Alone, and it's mostly a promotion for the new movie that's coming out, the new in the Home Alone
Yeah.
series.
Did you see who the host is for the night?
Yeah, the brother.
Yeah,
right?
the brother Buzz. That's the mean brother is the host for the night, which I found hilarious. So yeah, it's kind of great.
So is he actually there for the night?
I mean, I think he's there to
hanging out?
welcome the guests in and that kind of stuff. I don't think he's there all night or anything necessarily, but yeah.
I mean, that would be cool, right?
Yeah.
Hang out with him the whole thing. And
Yeah, yeah. So
talk about the Home Alone movie.
I love the Home Alone. My kids love that movie. It's great.
Yeah.
Though, in all fairness, really, it's just the last half of the movie where the thieves are just getting the crap beat out of them by the kid. Like the first half of the movie, my kids don't care about it. Like they leave him, he goes to the store, all that blah 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 blah. Like they'll sleep through that, and then they get to the paint cans coming at their face, and that's when going nuts. So. Paint can in the face, that's what it's about. So
that's a gem of comedy right there.
All right, so this next article, actually, by way of my dad sending it to us, says scientists developed a questionnaire to identify whether your cat is a psychopath. And my question is, isn't that questionnaire, it's one question, do you have a cat? If the answer is yes, the answer is yes, it's a psychopath.
That's what I was going to say. I don't understand why it required so much research
in a
long questionnaire. Because I think it's 100%.
They're all psychopaths. It's very simple. I don't see the problem here. So,
yeah. I mean, they all have something that it's just that's not right.
Yeah, it's just wild. So, anyway, it is what it is. And this last one actually should not really be in Weird and Wacky. I don't know. I put it there accidentally, so I'll apologize ahead of time. But go ahead and introduce it anyway.
Yeah. So it's not weird. It's not wacky. It's great for them.
Awesome.
But Airtable valuation to double to $11.7 billion in new funding. We have recommended Airtable in the past. It is a great tool. Interestingly, I'm going to actually make a shout out to our old producer, Shannon. So Shannon's company, Trupani, they're doing water quality testing. They actually have built a data interface layered on top of Airtable. She just told me this the other day. And it's oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great that's a backend for you. So Airtable is a great solution. I just wish I'd thought about this and thrown a lot of my money at them early days. Although I don't know them.
Or even
and
invested
no way
back when we recommended them a year or two ago. Probably would have been good too, right? So,
yeah. It's kind of a miss on our part, as always.
Is what it is. All right, Sanjay, it's Tech Rec time. What do you have for us today?
So this is a weird one. I got recommended this site by a co-founder that I'm helping out, and he mentioned this site Steezy.
Okay.
So STEEZY.co. So if you don't know how to dance, and I am one of those, this is dance classes for everyone. So you can get on here and learn and pick the style of dance that you want to learn, and it will teach you. You'll get videos, you can follow along, online tutorials, and it does all the things. So I've not actually yet tried this out. as anyone can attest to by if they've ever seen me dance, because I don't do that well. And so, but maybe I need to start doing this. So, they've got a discount going on right now. It's normally $100. It's $80 for a year of dance lessons.
So my question is just one question, really. I'm looking for two categories. One category is TikTok dances, and the other category is kids won't laugh. So, like, do either of those categories exist on there? I'm just
yeah. So I'm looking at the variety. I mean, you can do hip hop, you can do contemporary, you can do K-pop, jazz, popping, locking.
Ooh, popping and locking. House. Yeah. Okay. Nice.
Ballet is even in here.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
So, I think the laughing part is not related to the ability to dance for you and me.
It's probably related to my face, actually.
I think it's related to other attributes of you and me.
Yeah.
Which this is not going to help with.
No.
Yeah.
This won't improve my face, is what you're saying.
People will be impressed by our abilities to dance.
Yeah.
But they're still going to laugh. Yeah.
Okay.
What about you? Do you have something for us that is not going to make people laugh at us?
Well, yeah. So maybe? I'm going to recommend darksitefinder.com, and don't be confused. This is not to help you find like FBI dark sites or anything like that. This is like, so I've always been interested in going camping and really seeing the stars without light pollution, because I've never experienced that before. And this website helps you find locations to go camping where there's less light pollution, so you can really stargaze and experience, the majesty that is the Milky Way. So I kind of want to check it out and go find some sites and like go camping. So it looks pretty awesome.
So I'll tell you, years and years ago, we were in Australia, and we went on a nighttime tour, and we were seeing like some of the animals and stuff of Australia that are nocturnal and out at night. Yeah. And that was the first time ever that I looked up and I saw the Milky Way with my own eyes without a telescope.
Yeah.
It is majestic to be able to see that. And it makes you sad in like living in a city like Atlanta, where we go out, and I don't know about you, I think I could see on a clear night maybe 3 or 4 stars.
Five,
I can't even see I can't see Orion's belt that I used to see when I was growing up in Kentucky. Like, I regularly could see it with just the naked eye. It makes me sad that we don't see more of the stars, because I think it helps you kind of understand and visualize your place in the universe and realize, like, we're not the biggest things around. Like, there's a lot out there.
So then, really, to your point, William Shatner went to space, and he said, like, everybody should go to space because it changes your perspective on the world and your place in it. What you're basically saying is, no. Just go to a dark site and look up, and you'll be good. Same experience, and you don't have to. They don't have the carbon footprint, and you're good to go.
Exactly. Yeah, and this site will help you find that and be able to go out and actually see more than 3 stars.
I love that. All right, Sanjay, how can our listeners find and connect with you?
They can find me on Twitter at Sanjay. That's SANJAY, or SanjayParekh.com, or on January 5th, they can call into the call-in show and see me there, and we can chat.
That's it.
What about you, Adam? Where can people find you?
They can find me on my website, adamjwalker.com. It has links to all the things, man. All the companies, all the blogs, all the social sites, all the things. Just go to adamjwalker.com. Let's connect over there. And again, to your point, I'll be around January 5th, ready to answer questions. I'll be ready to give you answers that don't matter and tee up Sanjay for answers that do. So it's going to be amazing. You should definitely be ready to call in and have some fun. So
there you go.
All right. That was a party.
You know what? I think you should start learning how to dance, and then we can change the J in your name to be Jumpin'. Oh,
I love that. That's a terrible idea. But let's not do that. Let's definitely not.
What song is that? TLC? That's one of those songs.
I don't even remember, man.
Jumpin'. I don't know.